There are 3 mods that I cannot do without in Minecraft Java Edition. Now, I used to play just purely vanilla, and about the only thing that I used was shaders. Well, let me tell you what I do have. I am using Fabric API specifically, Iris, and Sodium. Now, these are things that don't really do much in the way of changing your experience in the game. However, they're needed for the mods that I'm using. So let's take a look at the 3 mods that I do use. And actually, one of them I'm going to need to turn shaders off just so I can show it to you. And I think we'll start with that one. So, of course, Iris. This gives me the shaders. So just disable the shaders here. Okay. And there we go. Shaders are off. Now, what I do need is a torch. Now, let's not hold torch. And let's go find a cave, because I need to go underground. I believe there's one right here. Well, it's full of water. There's one right there. Well, let's go find one. So what this first one does, it's LambDynamicLights. So what does that do? Well, let me show you. So come in here, and I'm just going to select it now. There we go. So once you're holding it, you can actually see around you. And I feel that that is really important. But also, when you have a bow with flame on it, you can see the fire. The fire glows around you, or around the arrow once it's hit something. And also makes fire glow a lot more if something is on fire, like a skeleton there. Now, the other two are extremely useful to me. So, first one is Xaero's world map, and that's this. This is what I've been using for the map, and this kind of eliminates the requirement for maps in the game. However, I like to make maps so that I can, put them up on walls. This updates as you go over these areas. If there are any changes, they will update. And it allows you to zoom out actually quite far. That's about as far as you can zoom out. But this shows pretty much the area that I've explored. I've actually explored farther than that. But this is extremely useful. As you can see, that's where I've got all the plans for the city. And in this, you can right-click. You can choose an option here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to teleport. This allows me to teleport in, not in survival, but in creative. And it's just so useful. It allows me to, well, not get lost. That's for sure. But I just like having this, because it allows me to get a decent perspective on what I'm doing and where I'm going, especially in this world, because this is less survival and more building. And this gives me an idea about where I'm going to be placing things. So we got capital city here. We got 1, 2, 3 villages right here. I'm going to put in another village in here underground, which is going to be fun. And that's it for this country. So that is that. There are options here. You can toggle dimension. You can go into cave mode, which if you're in the caves, you can see it. And you got map switching options here, right there. Okay, let's actually turn that off. And we've got the settings here. You can turn lighting on, block colors or accurate, update chunks, load new chunks, terrain depth, terrain slopes. This is default 3D right now. Footsteps on, cursor coordinates on. And there are multiple things, biome blending, load flowers, and so on. So many settings you can do. Now, this does work with Xaero's mini-map. Now, Xaero's mini-map would be a map that's up in the corner. I don't use that. I just don't like to have that on screen. I do have it when I play in Brambles, but I don't use it. I have it turned off. It's there if I need to. However, Minimap does allow you to set waypoints, which is very useful if you need to find different locations. And you can share waypoints on multiplayer servers. Now, the other one that I use, this one is extremely important for me, and that one is Freecam. So that allows me to fly around freely. Well, I'm not flying, I'm still down there. But this is extremely useful for building as well as screenshots. I also use this for doing cinematics. Like I can set things so that I have the cinematic camera on, and it makes me move nice and smoothly, no jerky movements, and I just find it looks great. I always use this, and I think it's just a really, really useful thing to use. And also it's kind of useful for, spying on things, like there. No, I don't use it for that. I use it to check and see if something I've built looks good, as well as to take screenshots. And that's my main purpose for that. But those are the main mods that I use. Those are the ones that I always use, and I just think that I wouldn't want to be without them. I know the Dynamic Lights one is probably a bit minor for some people, but I think it's just really important if you're going into caves, and it helps you see things, right? But let's get this back on. Shaders. Let's get that enabled again so we can finish this off with shaders. I love using shaders, but I don't do survival with shaders. I only do it in videos like this, as well as cinematics. Whenever I'm doing cinematics in my Labyrinthum, I will use shaders because I think it looks so much more dramatic. It looks nicer, and I like to see how things look in shaders. All right, so let me know what mods you use in Minecraft in the comments below. If you like videos like this and would like to see some more, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. We'll see you next time, which is tomorrow. Bye-bye.